Ignoring the fundamental developments happening behind XRP's flat price chart is easily the biggest mistake an investor could make right now. While most people are staring at that boring sideways price, over $800 million in institutional assets have quietly poured into XRP products just since mid-November. By the time we're done here, you're going to understand the three distinct layers of pressure building up right under the surface, the stuff that's totally invisible on the daily charts. And this quote, it just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the paradox that we're diving into today. While that price chart has been, let's be honest, putting everyone to sleep, the actual news and the developments happening behind the scenes have been anything but quiet. It's created this incredible tension, right? This massive pressure building up completely unseen by most of the market. And this slide right here lays that disconnect out for you, plain and simple. On one side, you've got the price action, stagnant, disappointing, sideways, just boring. But on the other side, you have the reality of the business. We're talking explosive growth, brilliant strategic moves, and a truly global expansion. So what exactly is causing all this hidden pressure? Well, let's start with the first layer, the big money. Okay, so the first major pressure point is that institutional demand. And believe me, it is knocking on the door in a very big, very regulated way. And that way is through exchange-traded funds, or ETFs. So you might be asking, why XRP, right? With all the other cryptos out there, why is the institutional money looking right here? Well, it all comes down to one simple, powerful word, clarity. After that whole lawsuit with the SEC, XRP is one of the very few digital assets that has a clear regulatory green light in the United States. And for these huge conservative institutions, that kind of clarity is absolutely everything. It is a massive, massive competitive advantage. And look, this isn't just some theory or speculation. The money is already on the move. We've seen over $800 million pour into XRP investment products recently. Just let that sink in for a second. This is serious capital flowing in during a quiet market, and this is before the giants, the BlackRocks of the world, have even potentially entered the arena. The demand isn't coming. It's already here. And it's not just about ETF inflows either. Check this out. This is a classic textbook bullish signal. In just the last 60 days, almost half of all the XRPs sitting on exchanges has been moved off into private wallets. We're talking over 1 billion tokens. Now, what does that tell you? It tells you people aren't just day trading this thing, they are holding it for the long haul. And that means less supply available for people to buy, which only tightens that spring even more. Okay, so that's the external demand from the institutions. Now let's look at the internal engine that Ripple itself is building. This is the second major source of pressure. This is all about their all-in-one technology stack that is literally being built for the future of global finance. A fantastic way to check the health of this ecosystem is to just look at Ripple's new stablecoin, RUSU. The growth in just the last month has been absolutely insane. We're seeing 30% growth in market cap, 31% in active users, and get this, an unbelievable 420% jump in new holders. That's not just growth, that's an explosion. It's a crystal clear sign that the network is expanding and, more importantly, people are actually using it. So what's driving all this growth? It's Ripple's core product for institutions, which is called Ripple Payments. The best way to think about it is as a plug-and-play solution for big finance. It lets them move money around the world using digital assets, but, and this is the key part, without the massive headache and the crazy cost of building all that tech themselves. So if you're a bank, why would you choose this? It's actually really simple. First, you get one single trusted partner instead of juggling a dozen different ones. Second, you get super easy access to digital assets without all the complexity. And third, and this is a big one, you can launch fast without spending millions building out your own systems. Ripple has basically just removed all of the major barriers to entry for these guys. And hey, if there was any doubt left about Ripple's laser focus on big institutions, their acquisition of Hidden Road completely erases it. They now own a prime broker. That's basically a central hub for massive hedge funds, and it serves clients who are clearing trillions of dollars a year. Like the quote says, the institutional era just leveled up. This means XRP and RUSD are now getting plugged directly into the core plumbing of high finance. So we've got surging institutional demand and a powerhouse tech stack. The third and final layer of pressure comes from Ripple's relentless, absolutely strategic march across the globe, all of it built on a solid foundation of regulatory compliance. Seriously, the pace of their global expansion is just
It's relentless. Just look at this timeline. In August, they get approvals in Dubai. They expand in South Korea, Portugal, and Japan. September, they launch their stablecoin in Africa. They sign a major partnership in Spain, and they're helping write the rules in the UK and the US. October, they're moving into Brunei. November, they get the green light in Abu Dhabi and a huge license expansion in Singapore. This is not just throwing darts at a map, folks. This is a strategic global takeover.
So, when you finally step back and you see all three of these layers of pressure, the institutional floodgates creaking open, that powerful tech engine firing on all cylinders, and this strategic global expansion, the picture becomes crystal clear. That flat price chart, it isn't telling a story of stagnation at all. It's hiding the story of a very, very tightly coiled spring. So let's just recap these pressure points one last time. First, you've got massive institutional demand, proven by real money flowing in and tokens moving into lockdown. Second, you have a complete tech solution that makes it incredibly simple for the world's biggest financial players to jump on board. And third, a relentless global expansion that's built on getting the right licenses and approvals. All of this is happening right now, completely hidden from view on that price chart. Which, of course, brings us to the final billion-dollar question. With all of this pressure building up, from institutions, from the technology, and from global adoption, what is it going to take to finally release that spring? We've seen all the forces coiling it tighter and tighter and tighter. The only thing left to see now is the catalyst that finally sets it off, and that is the paradox worth watching.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.